Minecraft 1.21 adds like 6 blocks and 2 mobs, and honestly, you guys deserve better. So I'm gonna be turning the little breezes into giant hurricanes, turning you into a balloon, adding an entirely new dimension, and letting you play as 21 Savage. But first, I have to explain why I added child labor to Minecraft. I think the biggest feature in 1.21 is the auto-crafter, but it's not very Minecraft. It's a magic box that automatically crafts any item you want, and that's way more conceptually complicated than other redstone blocks like a piston or a dispenser. So I removed the crafter from the game entirely and added a complex child labor crafting system. To start off with, I added this net so that you can take kids that are napping and bring them over to your factory. Baby villagers will craft whatever items you put in front of them, and so you can set up your factory with water streams like this. The big downside is that if your workers are unhappy, the water is bad for employee retention. And so I added these conveyor belts to make your factory safer. If your baby villagers breathe too much of the factory air, they'll start growing defects like second heads and third arms. But this is actually great for your factory efficiency. It won't pass the factory inspections though. But to avoid getting caught, you can just pick up your workers and hide them in a chest. If you decide you're done with the factory, you can even use those baby villagers as fuel for your furnaces. Using baby labor is pretty lazy, but what's really lazy is Mojang's new Bogged mob, which is just a skeleton with a cloak. Like I said before, you deserve better, so I added 8 more Bogged variants, starting with the Jogged, which is a skeleton that can run. This is the Logged, which shoots arrows that plant trees. This is the Clogged, which you can find clogging up flowing water, as well as your chests, where you'll have to manually remove it. If you have my toilet mod installed, the Clogged will also clog up your toilet, and you'll have to take it out with a plunger. This is the Frog, which is just a skeleton frog who shoots arrows from his mouth. You can reveal the new Hogged mob by eating away at a hoglin, or by dropping a hoglin into lava. This is the Fogged, which lives in the fog and is always watching. And this is the Pogged, which is what you are when you see a Fingies upload. I also added the Smogged, who is literally pollution, but we'll get to that when we talk about why Taylor Swift is in this video. While I'm improving Minecraft's lazy mob concepts, I might as well upgrade the breeze. Mojang actually made a cool wind effect for it, and they even added these wind charges that are actually my favorite part of 1.21. But they didn't add actual wind, so I did. To start off with, I made the breeze's wind look way cooler, and now it can also blow the nearby blocks around. Minecraft lets you grow stuff with bone meal, and if you think about it, this should work with blocks too. But for this mod, I let you bone meal breezes to grow them. The bigger a breeze gets, the more blocks it'll move around. At some point, it'll even start picking up nearby mobs, and with enough bone meal, it'll be like a real hurricane. Getting picked up by this hurricane really blows, and I actually got a little nauseous coding this, and you're not any safer when you're hiding out in your house. Since I'm already working with wind, I'm also gonna fix Minecraft 1.21's new potion effects. Having the wind charged effect makes you create wind when you die, which implies that you're full of wind, so I made you look all blown up and inflated like a balloon. I really like how this makes you look. The new infestation effect means you spawn silverfish when you get hurt, but it's unclear where these silverfish are coming from. And so to make the game more realistic, when you're infested, you'll now have silverfish crawling in and out of you at all times. The oozing effect does the same thing but with slimes, so I made you look like a slimy, wet, goopy monster. And weaving makes you drop cobwebs, so you'll obviously look like a Steve spider. If you already have infestation, and you get something like wind charge splashed onto you, the effects will stack and you and the silverfish will both look messed up. And other mobs will look messed up too if you give them something like weaving or the wind charged effect. I honestly think the new potion effects are pretty cool, but what's not cool is how half of Minecraft 1.21 is just copper stuff, like this chiseled copper and copper Zors. But since Mojang likes copper so much, I decided to finish their job for them and add copper grass and copper bricks and copper trees. In fact, I might as well just add a copper dimension. You can get there by building a portal like this, and then just waiting for lightning to strike the copper rod. In the copper dimension, everything is made of copper. When it rains, it even rains copper, which is a nightmare for your frame rate. But it explains why there are copper lakes and copper oceans. You can pick up rusty copper water like normal, but since it's made of hard copper and not soft water, you cannot clutch with it. The mobs are obviously also made of copper, and although you can breed copper pigs with regular carrots, they are made of copper, so their breeding will get really loud. There are also these copper villages and all the copper villagers that live there, but their lives are short-lived because the second lightning strikes in the copper dimension, every single thing just gets electrocuted instantly. Just like in real life, you can avoid this by jumping off of the ground when lightning strikes. Now that I've turned every Minecraft block into copper, Mojang is probably out of ideas for 1.22. And so my prediction is that instead of adding more copper blocks, they'll start adding hopper blocks, like chiseled hoppers and hopper doors. And so I'm getting ahead of the curve and also adding the hopper dimension, where everything is made of hoppers, blah blah blah, hopper trees, hopper villagers, this new hopping hopper, you know the drill. The funniest thing is Mojang would probably see this and add like copper hoppers. Although to Mojang's credit, they did add some new block features like copper bulbs and copper grates. I have no idea what any of that stuff does, but since we have copper grates, we also need copper goods and copper perfects, but unfortunately also copper OKs and copper bads. Now, it is Minecraft 1.21, and you can't say 21 without thinking about 21 Savage. So instead of playing as Steve, you'll now be 21 Savage. Minecraft added new paintings, and all of them are now paintings of 21 Savage. I can't play the songs on YouTube, but I also replaced all the in-game music with 21 Savage songs, and when you get hurt, this will happen instead of the usual Minecraft hurt sound. This is true for the other mobs in the game too, but that's because I made every mob 21 Savage, since it is Minecraft 1.21 Savage. So if you ever wanted to breed a rapper, or have a baby 21 Savage, this is absolutely the mod for you. I'm also claiming Minecraft 1.22 as Taylor's version of Minecraft, where instead of walking or riding a minecart, you just ride a private jet everywhere. If you liked child labor in Minecraft, or the copper dimension, or having hurricanes instead of tiny little breezes, you should like the video. If we go viral, maybe Mojang will let us look like this in their next update. It is Pride Month, so I am adding being gay to Minecraft next time. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you soon.